today, Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī, for two, is it? Mano Bopengama Dhamma, Mano Setha Manomeya, Manaza Te Pasanena Basatiwa Karotiwa, Tadona Sukha Manueti, Chayawa Napayini. Okay? What is the meaning? Mind precedes all mental states. Mind is their chief. They are all mind right. If with a pure mind a person speaks or acts, happiness follows him, like his never departing shadow. This is the meaning of these stanzas. Okay? Then when the Buddha gave these stanzas, then I need to explain the story of Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī briefly. Okay? There was a Brahmanas in Savatthi city. He is famous as Adhaina Popaka Brahmana. Adhaina Popaka means he have never give anything to anyone before. Okay? That's why he is famous as Adhaina Popaka Brahmana in Savatthi city. Savatthi city, okay? Then he is not interested to do offerings, to do generosities. He never done any generosities to anyone. Okay? He has only one son. His name is called Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī. Why his name is called Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī? The Brahmana has only one son. That's why he also want to make his sons beautiful with, ornaments in his body or his ear. So he want to make one earring, okay? Earrings for his only one son with the gold. When he asks the goldsmiths to make the earrings, then he need to give the fee for making the earrings. That's why he decided to make the earrings himself. Then he make the earrings, Kuṇḍala, okay? Kuṇḍala, he make the gold to be smooth. After that, make his earrings, earring, okay? Then his son is wearing the earrings. Because of this reason, then his name became Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī. Then he reached at the age of 16 years. During this period, what happened? A kind of disease appeared in his body. Well, what is the name of the disease? Panduroga. Pandurogas means his body became the yellow colors, something like this. Okay, Panduroga. He is very, the Brahmana is very miserly. Okay, very miserly. That's why he doesn't want to give any things, any properties to anyone. Then when his son was very seriously sick, then he didn't arrange to invite any physician or any doctors for the treatment of his son's disease. Then what did he do? Okay, he went to the doctors, physicians. Then if someone has such cancer disease, what cancer medicine do you give? He asked the way of making medicines from the doctors. Then maybe they say, okay, I give such cancer medicines. For example, make a cancer medicines with the root of this tree, or bark of this tree, or leaf of this tree, etc. Then okay, he is making the medicines with some, herbal medicines for his sons, for the treatment. Then finally what happened? Okay, his son's disease became serious, more serious than before, then become incurable. His son's disease cannot be cured now. Then he realized his son's going to pass away. Then he decided to invite one physician or doctors to come to see his sons. Okay, then one doctors come to his house. Then when the doctor see his son's disease, then he realized it cannot be cured. Okay, he is going to pass away. Then he says, okay, I have to do some things in some place, so you invite another physician, or I am quite busy. Okay, then he realized that his son's disease is incurable. Then, when his sons passed away, then what will happen? Many people will come to his house at the time. Many people will seize a lot of property, a lot of wealth in his house. Then he doesn't want these conditions. Then what happened? His sons nearly passed away, very seriously ill. Then maybe he take out his sons to the outside of the house, veranda. Okay? Then his son was sleepy outside of the house. At that time, the Buddha entered into Mahakaruna Samapatti. Then me, who can be who is worthy of escape from suffering or to realize Nibbana, etc. Then the Buddha, before going to unfold into the city or village, then he reflects the whole, all beings in the whole world who are suitable to preach the Dhamma. Okay? Then Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī appeared in his mind. Then also the Buddha continued to consider what can happen or something like this. Okay? By going to the Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī's house, then it will be very helpful for Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī. Then the Buddha went to Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī, in front of Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī's house, together with many Bhikkhu Sangha. Then what happened? He was sleeping by facing into the house. when the Buddha went to the road together with many bhikkhus and Sangha, he couldn't see. Then when the Buddha realized, then the Buddha released his ray of light to Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī. Then Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī wondered, what is the light or the rays? Then he saw the Buddha. Then when he saw the Buddha, he was very faithful to the Buddha. Okay, he is very happy in his mind. That means he respects the Buddha. Then he also reflects on his conditions. Because of the miserly father, because of stupid father, although the Buddha is present in Savatthi city, I can do any offerings towards the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha. I couldn't take any sila precepts. So I couldn't listen any Dhamma taught by the Buddha. Then, with the faithful minds to the Buddha, then he passed away. Then the Buddha also realized, he will die with the faithful mind to me. Then, after passing away, he immediately became Deva and towering the Deva ranks. His mention is three yosanas long and talk, together with 1,000 devis. He also feel, when someone wake up from the sleeping, immediately change everything. No more Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī, become Deva Buddha. Then when he passed away, then his family do cremations, burning his body in the cemetery. Then after finishing the cremations of Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī, then the Adena Bhubaga Brahmana, his father Brahmana, went to the cemetery every day and cried, Kahan, Eka Bodhaka, Kahan, Eka Bodhaka, where is my only one son? Where is my only one son? The next day also come, next day also go to cry every day. Then one day, Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī also reflect, why I obtain such kinds of Deva happiness, Deva mentions here. Then he realized, I respect this to the Buddha. I respected the Buddha. So I have faithful mind toward the Buddha. Because of this reason, then he became Deva Buddha and towering the Deva ranks. Then he also saw his father is crying, calling his names. Then he decided to go to give lessons to his father. Then he come down to cemetery, and maybe he also cried loudly. What happened? When he cried, then at that time he also maybe pretend like his son's Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī. He create his body like a human being. Then he cried. When the Brahma saw him, who is crying, then he asked, why are you crying loudly here? The Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī says, I have golden train, the body of golden train, but I don't have except all the wheel for this golden train, chariot, chariot of train, That is why I am crying. Then, okay, Brahmana says, if you want the set of wheel for this golden tree, then I will give you whatever you want. The set of wheel for this golden tree made of gold or made of jewel or made of red ruby or made of silver. No problem. Whatever will you want, please let me know. Then Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī answers, I don't want the set of wheel for this golden tree made of gold, made of jewel, made of red ruby, made of silver, etc. I want the, a set of wheel. I want the sun and the moon to make a set of wheat for my golden tree. He says like this. Then Brahmana says, you are very foolish. Okay? How you can give the sun and moon to make a set of wheat for your golden tree? Even you die, you will never get, okay, the sun and the moon for a set of wheat for your golden tree. And he says, then what he says, you are very stupid, you are very foolish. He said like this. Then Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī, Deva Buddha also said, okay, you told me I am foolish. Then who is more foolish between us? Okay, you are crying the departed for the departed sons, for passing away son. But I am crying for the sun and the moon. Your departed sons, passing away sons, you have already burned his body. Then it is impossible to return to be alive again. You cannot see your son anymore. But I still can see the sun and the moon. So, who is more foolish between us? Then the Brahmana realized, if it is so, I am more foolish than you. Sure, then by crying for my son will never return to our house. He will never be alive again. But you still can see the sun and the moon. That's why you long for the moon and the sun. The moon and the sun. Okay, it is still possible. He says like this. Then Brahmana asks, who are you? You are a deva or a kind of beings, etc. Then he answered, actually I am your son. But after passing away, I become Deva Buddha and towering the Devarams. Then he separates. Okay? When you was alive, you had never done any dana, generosity. You didn't take any precepts. Okay, you didn't observe uposatha sila. Then you didn't listen to the Dhamma from any persons, etc. But when you pass away, you can still become Deva Buddha? Sure, I become Deva Buddha. Then he answers. Okay? Then he also preached the Dhammas to his father. Then I'm sure I am Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī, your sons. Then I become Deva Buddha. Then he create the Deva Buddha body. Okay? Become Deva. Then he believe. He believe this one. This is really his son. Then because of the, the Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī's, the Dhamma talk, then he also can remove his sorrow, soka. Then he have no sorrows for his sons. Then his sons continue to preach the Dhamma. Okay, then you should take 3 refuges. Okay, you should take refuge in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. You should also observe the 5 precepts, not to break. Then you should also do generosities to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha, or he encouraged his sons. Then after that, okay, he disappeared. Then he also promised, okay, I will take the 3 refuges. Then I will also observe 5 precepts, not to break. Then when he went back to his house, then he immediately went to the Jetavana monastery. Then he invited the Buddhas to for alms food. He invited the Buddhas to come to his house for alms food in next morning. Then the Buddha accepted his invitations. Then next morning, the Buddha went to his house for alms food. During this time, many people from the Savatthi city also gathered to his house. Then, still he still want to test, still want to ask the Buddha. What he says is he still don't respect the Buddha yet, okay? He only just, without paying homage to the Buddha, he asks the questions. Master Gautama, if someone passed away without doing dana, generosity, without observing morality like Uposatha Sila, without listening to the Dhamma, he can become Deva Buddha or not. He can be reborn in Deva realm or not. Then he says, sure, when you are asking, you already met with your son, Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī, yesterday. Then the Buddha says. Then also the Buddha also explained what they have conversation yesterday. Okay, about 20 stanzas. Dialogue each other, conversations. Then he, at that time, he believed in the Buddha. Okay, then he take refuge in the Buddha. And that at the time, the Buddha also determined to appear the Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī Deva Buddha together with his mission. Then Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī also appears together with his word, his missions, together with many Devi in front of many people. When they saw the Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī as Deva Buddha, then they surprised, okay? Or they also believe in the Buddha. Then the Adinaka Buddha Brahmana also what happened? Then he took the refuges, take the 3 Saranakamana, okay? He take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Then he also took the 5 precepts from the Buddha. Then the Buddha gave the stanzas to all beings. Mano Bhopengama Dhamma, Mano Siddha, Mano Maya, Manazaze Pasani Na Pasatiwa, Karotiwa, Tadonan Sukha Manveti, Chayawa Nubayini. Mind precedes all mental states. Mind is their chief. They are all mind wrought. If with a pure mind a person speaks or acts, happiness follows him, like his never departing shadow. Here, commentary explains in Dhammapada. Then you know, last week also I already explained. Then, whatever they do, the mind is precedence. Manobobengama Dhamma. Dhamma refer to the other three Namekhanda, Vedanakanda, Sanyakhanda, Sankharakanda, or mental state, Chittasika. Okay? They are preceded by mind. Preceded by mind. So, that's why mind is their leader. Mind is their leader. Mind is the Chittasika or the other three Khandas leader. Okay? Then when the mind arises, they also associate together with the mind. Or here refer to, the mind refer to Kusala Citta, Mahakusala Citta. Okay? When the Mahakusala Citta arises, then together with Mahakusala Citta, the other 33 mental fetters will associate. Or like this. So mind is leader of the mental fetters. For example, there's one organization. There are many members in this organization, but someone organized this organization to begin this organization. Then, among those members, he is leader in this organization. In the same way, the mind is also leader of, the Chittasika mental state. Okay, Manobobin. That's why the Buddha says Manobobingama Dhamma. Then Manosetta, then he is leader in this group. In this group they are doing many kusala donations. They are also taking precepts together. They are also listening to the Dhamma by inviting bhikkhu together, etc. Then they are doing kusalas together. At that time, usually the leader is leading those kinds of activity in their organization. In the same way, the mind is also leading the mental fetters to become kusala mind or to arise as kusala mind. Okay? Then Manosetta, in this organization, the leader is superior one, and we can say is highest one. Okay? The best one, chief one. That's why Manosetta, the mind is their chief. Okay? Manomaya, if someone make some jewels with the gold, although there are kinds of ruby or something like this, but we use golden jewel, something like this. Okay? They're made of gold, like this. In the same way, the mind, mind-made, everything is mind-made. When kusala arises, we call kusala mind. We don't call it Chittasika mind, something like this. Is it? Kusala mind, kusala dhamma, like this only. That's why they are old mind vrat, mind-made, like this, manomaya. Manasasi pacanina pasati dwa karoti ware. When their mind is arising as kusala mind, at that time, no loba, no dosa, no moha in the mind. And with this pure mind, they also speak. Then what kinds of speech they will speak? Sure, they will speak only just 4 vaji sucharita, refraining from lying, slandering, hard speech and useless speech. They will never lie. They will never do slandering. They will never speak hard speech and useless speech, something like this. Or will be only just good speech. Okay? Good speak. Then when they do kinds of actions by body, kaya sucharita, they will only do bodily good actions only. That means abstaining from killing, stealing, and making sanction misconduct, etc. They will never do, or they only just do good actions. Okay, kaya sucharita. Or their mind is also pure. Then they are thinking about good things, renunciations. Okay, not harmings to the other, not killings to the other. Or they also have right view, etc. So they have mano sucharita. Altogether, 10 kusala kamapata, meritorious 10 meritorious actions or wholesome actions. They only just do 10 wholesome actions. Then at the time what will happen? Okay, then sukhawa anupayi tatonan sukhamaniti. After that, after doing kusala karma, then sukha will follows to these persons. Sayawa anupayini. You know, when someone go to some place, then you know the shadow is following with him. When he is sitting or standing, also shadow is there, shadow of his appearance. Okay. Then when he is sitting, also shadow is there. When he is lying down, also shadow is there. Wherever he go, shadow will follow with him. In the same way, the sukha, you know, happiness will follows him. Will follows to those who have done wholesome actions. Wholesome actions. The Buddha taught to this stanzas. The Buddha taught to this stanza to Adina, Bova Brahmana, and many people, many devas. At the end of the stanza, the Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī Deva Buddha became Sotapanna. Okay, he became Sotapanna. Then Adina Bova Brahmana didn't mention he became Sotapanna here, but after this happened, then he make generosity to the Buddha and Bhikkhu Sangha all the time, like Anathapindika, is it? Then he offer his property, full requisites to Buddha and Bhikkhu Sanghas. Then he is not miserly. Okay, he is not sticky with his word. Then he became generous. Then if you want the happiness, then you only just do happy. You only just do wholesome actions. You only just think about kusala only. Okay. If you are doing the 10 wholesome actions with a kusala mind, then what will happen? Then happiness will follow you wherever you go, wherever you are reborn in. Okay, so maybe able to attain nibbana by doing kusala every day. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. At the end of the stanza, Maṭṭhakuṇḍalī Deva Buddha became Sotapanna. His father Adina Bova Brahmana also became Sotapanna.